Hello, today we'll be discussing Walt Disney Company's acquisition of Lucasfilm Limited. My name is Sarah Ceballos, and this is for Business Management and Policies with Dr. Hardy at Northwestern State University of Louisiana. The parties included in this acquisition were the Walt Disney Company, a publicly held diversified U.S. Entertainment conglomerate that was formed in 1923, which is now fronted by Robert A. Iger, and Lucasfilm Limited, which has been solely owned by the creator George Lucas since 1971. Robert Iger previously proved that he was a talented negotiator and acquisitioner with the previous acquisitions of Pixar in 2006 for $7.4 billion with the likes of Toy Story, Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles. And it continues to be successful after its acquisition with hits like Moana and Coco. In 2009, it acquired Marvel for $4.24 billion with rights to dozens of superhero franchises such as Iron Man and Spider-Man. He's successfully negotiated with Lucasfilm by being incredibly patient and trustworthy. He met personally with George Lucas to negotiate, to oversee the negotiations to show that it was important to him. And he also gave his, it took over a year and a half for the acquisition to occur. He also gave George Lucas a role of consultant for the next 3 Star Wars movies so that he would feel comfortable with the direction the company was going. With the acquisition, Disney acquired the entirety of Lucasfilms, which included operating businesses in the live-action film production of Lucasfilm, animation of LucasArts, the visual effects company Industrial Lights and Magic, and audio post-production with Skywalker Sound, as well as the Star Wars franchise and the corresponding consumer products. For George Lucas, he received a whopping $2.2 billion, 37,076,679 shares of Disney, making him the second largest owner of Disney. And there is a promise of Kathleen Kennedy, who was the current president of Lucasfilms, and with the promise of her staying on to make it easier to relinquish the creative control and ownership. So why did George Lucas sell his brainchild? In short, the 68-year-old was getting ready for retirement and looking for a way to protect the universe he had worked for over 35 years to produce, or to develop, and to give himself an opportunity to refocus on smaller, independently budgeted features he'd like to focus on with less scrutiny from the public. He said, "I felt that I really wanted to put the company somewhere in a larger entity which could protect it. Disney is a huge corporation. They have all kinds of capabilities and facilities, so that there's a lot of strength that is gained by this. I'm doing this so that the films will have a longer life, and so that more fans and people can enjoy them in the future. It's a very big universe I've created, and there are a lot of stories that are sitting in there." Why Disney bought? The Walt Disney Company made a smart move in purchasing Lucasfilm. Star Wars is another blue chip product to add to their portfolio, along with Pixar and Marvel. A blue chip product is a product that has consistently strong yields and steady long-term capital growth. Star Wars has shown that it can withstand the times, and revamping the franchise gives a revenue stream for years to come. The Star Wars franchise helped Disney further extend to other demographics and family movies. The Disney Princess line was a frontrunner of the company at the time, and is still so, and the acquisition gave them more diversity to their male audiences. Was it successful? Was acquisition successful? Absolutely. In the last 7 years, the share price of the Walt Disney Company has gone up from $50 at the time of acquisition to over $130 today, making a 260% increase. The least profitable Star Wars movie since Disney acquired Lucasfilms was Solo, and it brought in $400 million in box office sales, and The Force Awakens brought in $2.1 billion. On top of that, Star Wars Land, a permanent installation to both Disney World and Disneyland, is set to open this summer. Further cash flows are coming in from multiple TV shows and web series based on the universe and a plethora of toys and merchandise.